afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today we are working on my 2001 Dodge Ram 3500. It's a two-wheel drive dually, and we're going to be working on the ebrake today. First impressions, real quick, to show you what's going on. Obviously, this is my ebrake cable right here. Obviously, there's a ton of slack in it, and then this one is actually frozen, disconnected by the previous owner. So what we're doing real quick, we're gonna start on this side and then we're gonna work over to that side, but I wanna go ahead and do this side first. So I think this one, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, this is the frozen one. First thing, I have all new hardware. First things up, we gotta go ahead and pull off the wheels and start exposing our brake and see what's going on. So let's get started. Just got the tire off, as you saw. Now, this is the interesting part. Check out how freaking huge this thing is. So we got to pop off this drum. Now, thankfully, it's actually already loose. This is not a very rusty truck, as you can see. I mean, it's dirty, but like rust, especially for a Dodge and a little bit up there, is honestly super minimal. So that's not bad. I'm gonna go pull this guy off, and then we gotta start doing some investigating and figuring out how the heck to get this ebrake thing figured out. Got some pictures taken, but this is what it looks like fully assembled. Trying to get some good views in here. And first thing I noticed, there's a this cable thing right here is busted. Don't know what that goes to. And then, well, probably the other end of this right here, which seems to go around this little catch. So, part of the reason, and then our e-brake cable is actually right here, and that comes around and feeds out through here. So, definitely seen better days. That's pretty beat. I guess I'm gonna go start getting out the new parts, laying them all out before I pull this apart so I can figure out how the heck it goes back together. And then we'll start going. Looks like I also got a little bit of an axle seal starting to leak, just a hair greasy. So it's not leaking through or anything. So noted to get done, but I'm not doing that today, that's for sure. But yeah, bearing and everything else seems all right. It's no like crazy wobble, that's just from the diff. So I guess, as far as I can tell, this is about how it's supposed to be. So we have a couple pieces that are left over that I don't know what go to yet. There's a little rubber block right here. This is from a second kit, so it's probably a duplicate. This rubber piece, this piece, and this little clamp of some kind. So I'm hoping that'll become apparent when I start pulling this apart. As for the rest of it, if you need to see how this goes, so this little piece of metal right here hooks onto this guy. That's what's missing on mine. And then this spring just goes in like that, and then these both hook in right there and one right there. Another spring right there. The slightly thinner but longer spring goes on the bottom. Slightly thicker but shorter springs go on top. So pretty straightforward. I'm gonna go ahead and start tearing this off if I can figure it out, and we'll see if we can't get this taken care of. The ebrake cable is minorly concerning. I'm not sure I'm gonna get that out just yet, but figure it out, guys. That's the plan. That's why we're here. So went ahead and just popped this guy out. Kind of a real pain in the butt. Pretty much you just got to work it, and you got to get each one of these tabs through that hole. So I used a screwdriver and just kind of pull it to one side and then just start popping each one through, and it'll eventually come out. Down at the workbench now, it seems our luck with the rust didn't quite hold out, as I can't seem to get this washer or this assembly is separated. And the only thing I need to take off is this cable. There's a washer on top of it, so that needs to come off. I figure while I'm down here, I'm going to go ahead and hit this with a wire wheel, and we'll just paint it real quick because it's already here and a little bit easy. Same with these parts to try and prevent any more rust. Went ahead and got all our parts painted up, got some rust reformer on there. Probably not going to hold forever, but I figure it's better than letting it rust back together again right away. So I'm going to go ahead and start reassembly, and we'll see how this goes. Just got these stupid freaking clips in. Oh my gosh. This job has the most irritating possible thing. If you had to pick one out of a hat, for sure, these stupid springs right here. So there really is no easy way to get it. I did it with a screwdriver and many failed attempts. I literally just stopped the camera because it was taking so long. But they're finally in. The whole idea is to keep the brakes flush against there before you can attach the rest of the springs. So now that these are on, I'm going to go ahead and resume the time lapse and try and get the rest of this thing together. When you're putting this on, make sure you put this on first, and there's 2 tabs in the back, as you can see on the old one right there, that are actually tabbed over so this piece doesn't come out. I forgot to do that. Alright, so we went ahead and got it together. As you can see, this actually sits a lot differently than I thought it did when there's proper tension on it. Just hangs out right there. And then you can see the routing of the cable. I had to make sure it went behind that little spring and hook right there. And then pretty much all we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and loosen up this this tensioner right here, or rather tighten it, I guess, whatever, make it longer so that these spread out. And we're going to take the drum brake and slide it over top, and the idea is to slide it until this is just barely touching. Once it's barely touching, it should be good to go. Got the drum back on. As you can see, it is good to go, and all we're going to do now is get this parking cable figured out. So basically all I got to do is take this guy off, get the alignment right, and then we'll just get this plugged into that, and we should be good for this side. This side is now pretty much done. So the e-brake seems to work on obviously just this one side. This one's clearly way too loose, and that is just because I've not had a chance to get to the other side yet. So we're gonna go ahead and start that one next. I'm probably not gonna film that one. I've already seen how to do this one, and then we'll just come back when it's all said and done. Got everything else back together on the truck. The passenger side is pretty much just like the driver's side. A lot of times the assemblies will be flipped upside down or something like that. This was not the case. This one was my e-brake that kind of worked. The cable that ran around that was snapped on the driver's side that you guys saw was also snapped on this side. And then I probably need to replace that parking cable as well because it was very difficult to slide in and out. Definitely getting gummed up pretty good in there. But all in all, it definitely works for now. There's a lot more tension on my my emergency brake pedal, and I think it's good to go. I'm able to put the truck in drive or in reverse with the e-brake engaged, and it doesn't move anywhere. I can hit the gas a little bit, and it also won't move anywhere, which is great because before it was enough to sometimes stop it on a slight incline with no load. However, if I've driven probably a good 2 or 3 times with the e-brake engaged and never even knew it was there because it was barely making any contact. So that is not the case anymore. E-brake's fixed, all new parts pretty much, as you saw. I did the same thing. And yeah guys, so I'm pretty stoked with it. This was like the last big major safety concern I had with the truck. I really didn't feel comfortable towing with it when I had some situation where I needed to park, get gas or whatever, and if I didn't freaking have my e-brake, then the transmission probably wasn't going to hold that, and it would send the trailer one way or another. It would be really awkward to walk outside and have it in the middle of the street and my car and truck blown up. So yeah guys, now that's done, as far as everything else with the truck, it should just be pretty smooth sailing from here, unless I just jinxed it, knock on some degraded wood real quick. Hey guys, so hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. We got to start hopping on the car next. However, the weather is crappy. We got a hurricane coming through Florida, so I haven't had any moments to really spend on the car. But we got to get that ready for its next outing at the drag strip. I really want to get this, get these times down and get some mile per hour. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.